يا إخوتي هيا نمضي سويا 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 بسعي حثيث لأجل البناء
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسوله أما بعد. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, indeed all praise and gratitude be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As such, we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to send His peace and blessing upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, upon his entire family, his noble companion, and those who follow him in his footsteps to the day of judgment. Amma ba'd. Brother and sister, I'd like to welcome you to the Plain Truth TV. I'm your host, Abu Muhammad Ali Al-Ansari, and this is my guest right here, my host,
Abu Jannah.
Muhammad Abu Jannah. So welcome to another episode. Tonight, inshallah, we'll be discussing how to defeat your desire.
How to battle your nafs.
So basically, what does this mean? This means basically, sometimes your desire to commit some sin, how do you talk yourself out of committing sin? Basically, what kind of things that
That's
you
a
do
question right there for you.
to remind yourself, okay, I need to remind myself, I better not do this, or in a way that can, prevent yourself from going through that path. So what kind of things, when you're in a situation when you feel like your desire pushing you to do some sin and you want to get out of there, what kind of thing will you do?
I mean, we're gonna have to make this a conversation because it's a serious, it's a big question.
Yeah.
So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim is one of them. Is what I'm saying. I just try to seek refuge from Allah. I mean, seek refuge in Allah from Shaitan. That's one of the first things to start doing. When you're dealing against your nafs.
Yeah.
And then I try to reflect on when I did something like it or equivalent to it. What was the result? Like that was bad. You don't want to. You don't want to go back to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
is it the feel of the kill or what?
What you mean?
Like let's say you're about to sin and you're thinking about, oh man, I did something similar to this. And how I feel that time, man, I didn't like that feeling.
Yes. It could be the feeling because it's really, though you think, logically speaking, you kind of enjoy the little bit of things that your nafs drive you to do. For example, like smoking or doing some things like that. Mm-hmm. And, your nafs make you think that you are happy, but deep inside, you're not because you're like, oh, I like watching me. I know, stuff will lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you're dealing with that. So you also don't want Allah to be angry at you because that's something wrong you are doing. So, and then, if you really think about it, you wasting money, you know what I'm saying? And a whole lot of things involved in it. You see what I'm saying? So we're not about to go to what the smoking is halal or haram. This is just one of the examples. You see what I'm saying? But those things are clear. But if you want to play with it, it's sometimes it's best for you to be honest to yourself. Be like, look, this is wrong. I'm doing it. I hope to move on. Yeah. Than to try to justify it. Yeah. So alhamdulillah, I try to. If it is something that I've been through, I try to think about what was it like, and I don't really want to go back to it. Mm-hmm. So that kind of helped me to
stay away.
But if it is something
new,
that's when the whole thing flips.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, then like I said, the first thing is always A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And sometimes I to be honest with you, I try to recite a random surah, and a surah that I know its meaning. Mm-hmm. So I try to just recite that and think about that. And I try to, sometimes I think it's a trick for me, but I try to get or call somebody and talk about something else, like get engaged with something. Mind. Yeah, okay. Yes, like get away. You know what I'm saying? And then if you keep coming, like example, right? That because this is something from my past, that's why I'm using smoking. So when you get to that time,
you get the
line is still not working. It's not working. Let me just call somebody that really talks a lot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got somebody that talks a lot, and just call them. Trust me, they're gonna take you all over the ocean.
Make you forget about it.
Yeah. So, and then to the next urge, and you do the same thing. So it could be more, but that's my experience.
Okay. I think it's a similar pattern. Like I do A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. You know, when I do that, I just keep repeating. First, you know, few minutes, he will feel like, okay, it's going away. Then he still come back
again.
you know, Allah mentioned in the Quran, Shaitan whispered, then he will draw back.
The retreating whispers.
Yeah, so,
yes.
You know, it's like that. It's like a battle. You try, you seek refuge in Allah, then you still come back. You still come back. So it's a back and forward thing. Then I try to remember, man, if I do it, what's the consequence that's going to come out of it, right? Start thinking about, oh, man, Allah is going to be angry with me. Allah is watching me. What if I die doing it right now?
I would be laughing at it.
SubhanAllah. So things like that, basically to rationalize to myself, like, there's no point doing it. Why am I doing this? What is the reason you're doing this for? What is it that you're going to get out of this? What benefit are you going to get out of this? Start questioning yourself.
That's good.
When I start questioning myself, then I can track back. Step back, take a step back and look at it.
Oh, that's a good
start
tactic
reflecting.
because you working in the source. That's a good way.
But sometimes it's like a battle in your head because Shaitan like, nah, Allah is forgiving. Nah, you know, Allah is, you know, merciful. So you have to, well, Allah is, you know, severing punishment also. His punishment is uncomparable. So you have to remember those. The grave, you have to remember the punishment in the grave. You can't be held accountable. What if Allah asks you on the day of judgment? What excuse are you gonna bring up? Oh, because I feel like it. That's not really a good excuse. So I start to question myself like this. Those are the ways that I try to, you know, stay out of. First by seeking refuge in Allah, and if I keep doing that, it's not working. Start remembering the consequence of doing it. How devastating it's gonna be to my iman. It's gonna decrease my iman. It's going to draw me away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's going to put the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on me. What if I die doing it right now? You know, those things, basically, I start reflecting on this. I'm like, nah, this is not really worth it. What's the point of doing this anyway, man? I'm just piling up sin. What if I can just change it up? And sometimes you just go out. Like, you know, doctor would tell you, like, when you have an urge to do certain things, do something to cut the urge. Yeah. Like some people, they have urge smoking. The doctor would say, if you have urge smoking, do exercise. Yeah, do like 50 push-ups. Yeah. You know, do some push-ups. So that urge, like, it get cut off. But the best way, one of the best way is also find replacement. Find something to replace it. Because if you don't have no replacement, Shaitan gonna always keep on using that.
When that time comes, that pattern comes,
yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things also that I noticed by myself and Shaitan and his trick is that if you find you doing certain things constantly, continuously, you're doing it, he will try to put a blockage in your way to stop it. Let's say if you're doing zikr in the morning, every morning before you leave, all of the stuff, he will try to distract you in a way to break out your pattern during the daytime. So that will throw off your whole day. This is only one thing. Allah. So when you do this, there's already a plan behind it. After when you're in that situation, what's going to come afterwards? So we need to be always on a constant reminder, you know. That's why it's good to do zikrullah in the morning before you leave. And it's really, really if you do it continuously, you will feel different. If you don't do it, you're going to be like, man, this day feel like I'm in dunya for real. Subhanallah, man. You know, so you want to add anything on that?
I mean, alhamdulillah, the other thing I could say, I think you just said it, you know, to preoccupy yourself with that, you know, with that which is better instead of, you know, that. But it's kind of tricky though, because it's a mind thing, you know. That's the hardest battle. Because, you know, actually this could be one of the biggest subjects ever, because, you know, it's the problem of the world, because we worry about other people's problems a lot, and we talk about other people's problem a lot. Oh, it's the Muslims, oh, it's the, you know, oh, it's this and that. If you work on yourself, like based on this subject, if everybody was to work on themselves and correct a problem after another, little by little, I mean, this is all we need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't say all we need, but it will resolve a whole lot. So you know, the importance of this is very great.
Critical.
You know, but the point is, you know, it's not for you to just go from here to the sky and you know how to do it, or do it a few times and you know how to do it. This is a battle. So
Yeah.
like he was saying, you know, Shaitan comes and go. So it's something that you gotta build yourself in a habit of doing. You know, like I was saying previously in another video, I try not to get angry. So by you trying not to get angry repeatedly, you see yourself get better.
Yeah.
And you will see yourself running out of things that could escalate to a bigger conversation or anything just by letting one sentence go. You
Yeah.
just literally somebody making a statement, this, but you know it's wrong, or you know, or you can, you know, explain it, or just letting it go saves a whole lot.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
So, you know, as a short reminder, you know, we should be aware of sin. And even though if you fell in the sin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all forgiving. We should return back to Him, ask for forgiveness, you know, and try to rectify our situations, you know, to better ourselves. Because, you know, that's one of the beautiful things about the deen, that every one of us have a close relationship between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's one of the things that amazed me about the deen, that every single human being, no matter who you look at it, how close the person is to Allah, only Allah knows. You know, sometimes when I see some people, man, I just be like, man, this brother might be close to Allah. Make dua for me, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know, that person make dua for you. If he's closer, you know, if he's closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah answers his dua right there. So that's a beautiful thing. And we should strive to stay away from sin as much we can. And even though we know that based on the hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said all the son of Adam will commit sin, but the best among those who commit sin is the one who repents. So we have to, you know, continuously repent. You know, this is something that is beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Astaghfirullah.
Yeah. So brother and sister, alhamdulillah. So brother and sister, we just wanted to remind you and remind ourselves, you know, to be conscious of our sin and to guard ourselves against, you know, the trap of shaitans, you know, our nafs, things that's pushing us to commit sins, to be guard of that, you know. So these are a short reminder, basically. You want to say anything?
Man, you said it well, my brother.
So we'll conclude here. Whatever good you heard, it is indeed by the grace of Allah and His guidance. Whatever mistake you heard, it is indeed from us and shaitan, none to Allah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us, to have mercy on us, and make our best deed our last deed, and make us to die on tawheed, from shirk, kufr, hypocrisy, major, minor sin, and forgive all of us. So we'll conclude here. Subhanaka wa bihamdi ashhadu an la ilaha anta wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
دستورنا القرآن، من يرتضي أن ينتمي لعدوه شيطان. دستورنا القرآن، من يرتضي أن ينتمي لعدوه شيطان. وفداء أرواحنا وقتيله ريحان، وشهيدنا بدمائه في جنة الرضوان. وفداء أرواحنا وقتيله ريحان، وشهيدنا بدمائه في جنة الرضوان. وهداية لشعوبنا ولكفر